Welcome to the girls' room. Whoa!
Wait, oh my god, I literally made a TikTok about this. Yeah.
And he was like,
I'm like steady, there, reliable.
My literal bloodline is here.
Hell yeah!
I knew you wanted I knew you wanted me to. Like, we started clapping. I was like, I'm doing it.
Well, I'm here with obviously the one and only Alicia Marie and Ash Nicole XO,
Yeah.
minus the XO. How have you been?
Great.
So much better now.
She got
She
her
was a little
witch's
cranky on the
brew.
way over.
Was she?
Yeah, but she's perioding bad.
I'm having a bad one, so.
I could tell when you're on the phone. You're like, "Can you have them open the gate?"
I was gonna say. I literally was like,
"Oh god."
me?
It just was like, I'm mad at something.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. You're having one of those days.
Ugh.
Is there a primer anyone wants me to try? Like, I have obviously my own, but normally you're like, you need to try this. Is
I
there
feel like
anything
I have
should
so
try?
many products I'm excited about right now, but
Okay.
I don't really use primers right now.
I've been upset.
What?
I know. I mean,
That's so not you.
I know.
I've been liking this one, but I've been doing more of like a glowy look.
You just raw dog.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's kind of
I could
crazy.
never.
I know.
Do you have a product you're like obsessed with right now?
Oh, I'm sure we'll get to
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer Liquid Blushes.
Whoa!
Wait, I've been wanting to try.
They're incredible. You can like mix them together, mix and match.
Have you heard of the sunset blush?
No.
It's where you do like a dot of like different shades leading up. You should do that with
Yeah,
those
so
today.
I mean, essentially that's what I've been doing without knowing. Is
Yeah.
I've been putting the darker ones on bottom and then kind of like
Yes!
highlighting with the light pink. It just looks like your skin is glowing without like glitter.
Love.
There's no, it's like just like the most natural shimmer and it's so pretty. Now that my skin's kind of like calmed down, I've been doing more glowy stuff and I like it.
Yeah. Speaking of skin and glowiness, Alicia, can you tell us about your crazy experience with a specific beauty sponge?
Oh my god, I literally made a
you
TikTok
roast?
about this. Yeah, I
Right
made
now?
a TikTok about this and I was like, look, this may not be the brand, maybe it was just like a me thing, which
And do you think it is the brand?
I think it's a mix of both.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was working with a makeup artist and they were like, oh my god, you need these Paw beauty blenders. They're like a fraction of the price. You get like 9 for $12. Like it's so good compared to one beauty blender. Obviously it's like $30. Like it's really expensive. And I noticed I was like breaking out really bad. It wasn't normal acne. It definitely was like more topical and like something I'm putting on my face is making me break out. Long story short, I realized I was like, you know what? I think it's these sponges because that was around the time I started using these beauty blender sponges and I stopped using the sponge and immediately it went away.
Really?
Yes, but then I also realized the soap I was using, like the solid beauty blender soap
Yeah.
that I had, I was like, you know what? I've had this for a long time and then I looked it up. Mold can grow on soap within hours.
Ew.
Hours. I had it for like damn near 8 months.
Oh my god, ew.
Actually, I'm gonna be real. It was over a year. I'm like, when was the last? Because I got the massive one. So
Well,
that's
sure.
what made
That's
money.
normal. Like, it takes
Even-
me about a year to go through
Yeah,
true.
a beauty blender soap.
So I think it was a mix of obviously the soap itself, but also I think the sponges are less like antimicrobial because it's a cheaper material. I feel like it attracted
Got
the
it.
stuff
Got
versus, so I stopped using them.
Okay.
And I made a video and I was like, look, y'all, I'm sorry because I was promoting them like, they're great because they're so cheap. But I did get a lot of people also agreeing with me. They were like, no, I swear they made me break out too. But other people were like, no, it's great for me.
Every beauty product really depends on like your skin type, your hormones, like things like that.
Totally.
You'll both start with your base.
Yeah, I've tried to start with my eyes. I can't.
I start with
can't.
my base too, but I'm gonna try and start with my eyes today.
I bought this because of Sarah Ford.
Okay.
This is a lip plumper chapstick with sunscreen, restoring lip enhancer. It doesn't tingle. It's fucking amazing.
I hate when it hurts.
No, it literally is like a bomb, and it's so
Really?
good. I like it, and I don't like plumping anything.
I mean, so far I like it.
And it has SPF. The brand Image Clinical Skincare MD, if you're wondering.
I kissed Jackson with a lip plumper on once, and he was like, it was so funny. And I was like, calm down. And not
That needs to be like an actual trend of like kissing my boyfriend with lip plumper on and getting their reaction.
Yeah.
Wait,
You
oh
should
my
do
God.
that.
It literally was like, what's happening?
Girls, so many questions for you. Y'all are in your 30s, which
Almost
is
31.
crazy. I feel like I have been struggling a lot in my mid-20s. And I want to know what advice you have for someone in their mid-20s, or what do you wish you would have known a little earlier?
The first thing is don't spend 1 second worrying about your 30s. Everyone stresses about turning 30. It's like so good.
Turning
because-
30.
Yeah, I just feel so much more secure in who I am, and it's more like, damn, I'm 30. I can't give a shit about that. It's not as scary as you think.
I feel like you kind of had a similar quarter life crisis to me. This is when you took your big break.
Yeah.
When you were 26, right?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were right on the dot with like the quarter life crisis thing, but you took your big break from YouTube and you obviously made some new hires and readjusted some things in your life, and I feel like you just had a different outlook. What advice would you give someone who like has a lot of stuff changing in their life right now?
Just, it's a control thing. It's you feeling out of control and you're trying to hold on to the past. Let it go and let it be what it's gonna be. Life is all about changing and evolving, and like I think the sooner you can realize like it's just a different era and time.
What would you say is the best way to embrace change?
I think knowing it's inevitable. Make change your best friend. Obviously it's easier said than done, but even like when Ashley moved out, I was like, okay, this is like my living alone era.
I think being an adult is being like, okay, like this is different now. Let's make little changes to make it more enjoyable and like get used to it.
Yeah.
Instead of holding yourself to standards that you might have had. Like for me specifically, a lot of my friends are married and have kids. I thought I'd have kids by 30. Easily.
For sure, yeah.
I thought I'd have them by 21. Instead I had tequila.
21.
I really did. I like
brutal.
wanted to be like a young, cool mom.
And I think being an adult is letting go of those expectations that you had on yourself.
Oh,
and just
fully.
being like, oh, well, that's clearly not the case for me.
And it's not a bad thing.
No, 20s are so important and why you should embrace change and like take those risks, because then you get comfortable with trusting yourself.
Yeah.
And then when something crazy does come along, like a big change or a work thing or a family thing, you can trust that you'll be able to get through it because you've done it in the past already.
Embracing change is hard though. It's much easier said than
Oh,
done.
totally.
When was a time in your life that you had the hardest time embracing change, you would say?
I feel like mine was moving out recently.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the biggest one for me in a long time.
I mean, that's a huge one.
You know what else was probably made it harder for you was that it was something you wanted. It wasn't
Yes.
like, oh, I have to go
Yeah.
to college, or oh, I have
no
to
one
like
was forcing me to go.
And
go
you
to
thought
this
you would
job.
love
I
it.
thought
Yeah.
it was going to be like life-changing and so good, and it was in so many ways, but like not in the ways that I expected.
Do you empathize with people more who like move out of their hometown and live alone?
Oh, totally.
When I chose to move to Los Angeles, it was a huge adjustment and really hard. Like my first
Especially
3
from the
years
Midwest.
sucked. Yeah. And I knew no one. Like when I tell you, like I had no family member, friend of friend, literally knew no one, and I was freshly 18. Part of the reason I think I got through it is because I didn't have the option to like go to my sister's house. Like I had to figure it out. I don't know, a lot of people do move out and they don't have the choice. They don't have the option to move back.
Oh, yeah.
Or do whatever.
Totally. Also, everyone goes through a quarter life crisis. Now, when you see other people go through it, it's like they just have to get through it. It
Yeah.
sucks.
What do you feel like your quarter life crisis was, Ashley? I mean, I guess
Because
you
I've
like
had moments where I like didn't know what I was doing with my videos, or I couldn't figure out like personal style or stuff like that, but I wouldn't qualify that as like a quarter life crisis.
I mean, that's freaking awesome.
I feel like last year I went through a tough time of I wasn't getting any brand deals, and I had a whole moment of like, should I redo my LinkedIn and my resume and start like trying to get behind the scenes more, because nothing was working.
Yeah.
And that was really scary, and I was like, I don't know if I should like still be doing this. I was like, maybe I should transition to this being a hobby and like find a real job, like a 9-to-5 job.
Like, I don't expect to do this forever, so I know it's gonna change, but I just know today I'm doing it. Like, right now I'm doing it.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
You
good.
know?
That's a good
But
outlet.
also, when I was like deep down depressed a few years ago, and everyone was like, well, maybe it's just time for you to do something else, like that hurt so much because deep down I knew that wasn't the case.
That's a prime example of like not letting a potential answer you don't want to hear into your orbit. It's really smart to be self-aware when it comes to like being vulnerable with certain people, because if you're not willing to hear feedback that you don't want to hear, then like don't open up that can of worms.
Yeah.
Who's like someone in your life you always go to for when it comes to life advice?
I think Alicia and Taryn are the people that I talk to the most about real life stuff, but something that I feel like I've discovered and have like found and loved at my age is my relationship with my mom. I recommend everyone have like someone your age that you can like talk to, and then someone older that you can talk to.
Yeah.
Because I think someone your age, like you can really vent to and like they get it, but then also having someone older, they're just so much wiser, they've experienced life, like they have so much more perspective to bring to it also. Like I can go to Alicia and Taryn and like really vent to them, and then go to my mom and be like, help, like what do I do?
They also are looking at it from bigger picture perspective.
Yes.
Like they're zoomed out.
Even just someone who's not a yes man, like someone who's like,
Yes.
I know you want me to like fucking back you up, but you messed up here, and I'm gonna be real with you.
So would you say Ashley as well?
I would say Ashley for sure. I feel like a lot of my friends for different reasons too.
Me too.
Like it kind of depends if it's dating, if it's work, if it's life.
Okay, so what's your holy grail product right now?
I really been loving my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette.
Really?
The pink shimmer is just so good. As you can tell, I literally hit pan, which is very rare. I got recommended this blush from Clinique, the Cheek Pop Blush Pop.
So cute.
Pigmentation's so good.
If you guys had to describe yourself as one makeup product, what would it be?
I feel like you're lip gloss, obviously, or like lipstick.
Yeah, I'm gloss.
My first thought was contour. I don't
Okay.
see. No, like I was like, okay, like steady, there, reliable. You know, can kind of shape form, like depending on the circumstances. You know, like if I need to, can be crazy and out there if you need it, or also very subtle.
Wait, true. I see
know?
it. I feel like I know what you would be, Ashley.
What would I be?
No, you gotta say yours first. And
Oh,
then I'll
I
say.
was gonna say bronzer.
Why?
I just feel like I bring a lot of warmth.
Wow, I love that.
Not a lot of sparkle, not a lot of glitter, but I bring a lot of warmth. I'm not like the big attention getter. I'm just like, I bring a lot to the table though, as far as like warmth and life.
I love that.
Totally. So true. Which is so cute because y'all kind of go hand in hand. Ashley, I thought you were going to say foundation.
Oh.
Because I
that's
feel
good.
like you are a friend of mine that is a true foundation friend.
Ooh,
Like,
love that.
you are, again, like old, reliable. If I'm like fucking moving, if I'm in a car wreck, like I can call Ashley. Like, I know she will come, even though she probably doesn't want to. Like, I know she will, and like she's not going to complain about it or like hold it over my head or like.
Yeah.
You are just such a like reliable friend in that way.
Right.
I think what you said, a gloss. I like to bring a little juice or you know, maybe a little lip plumper spice to a room.
Maybe a sparkle.
Yeah.
Maybe a red.
I like
depending
to-
on her,
yes,
her
exactly.
mood.
Also, I was gonna say, yeah, like you can change the color and so much about it, but like it still is also consistent.
Regarding like changing the color, I'm like a chameleon sometimes, like depending on a friend. Yeah, depending on like the friend group, like we can both hang with this type of crew, this type of crew. You always want to reapply me, which is why I'm getting invited to everyone's wedding, because they always want to invite me because I'm a good time. I'm nourishing and hydrating and like do
Ooh.
something good for your lip, you know?
Wait, I love that.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so one of my favorite things that I do on this show is we all have to say our favorite thing about each other and favorite thing about yourself.
Okay.
If you're watching this right now, I want you to comment the same. Favorite thing about yourself. Okay, Ashley, final consensus on the blushes. I really, really like them, but like for me, I need a little bit more pigment. For you,
I did
they're-
add a little. Like a
Oh,
pink
that's
pop.
gorgeous.
I always set any cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you have an eyeshadow I should use?
Do you want to use my palette? I think you're gonna love it. They are a little more sheer, so you have to kind of like pack them on
Okay.
a little bit more.
Wait, should I try the pink? Would that
I
be crazy?
love. No, but it's like it's like subtle.
Do I do
still.
like brown underneath?
You can.
Or just do pink?
I just do pink on the lid,
I'm
and
just
then
gonna do pink.
yeah, like just pack it on the lid,
Like
and
this,
then
kind of?
yeah.
I'm gonna start with Ashley. First thing that comes to mind is kind of what I mentioned earlier, but like Ashley, both of them, but like Ashley truly feels like my sister. I could literally go anywhere, do anything, live with her. Like we could do anything together and we'd be fine. You will always be supportive and never judge anything I do. You truly feel like a family member to the point where like I feel like I could do the craziest shit and you'd still support me.
Sure.
I love that.
Ashley truly feels like an older sister. My favorite thing about her is how relaxed I feel around her.
Ooh,
guess.
I love that.
I was gonna say like the vibes I feel with you both, and I know that's hard to explain.
It's like, like
Yeah.
my literal bloodline is here. Anything could happen and I could tell either of y'all and you guys would like help me.
Yeah.
And that's like so hard to find, you know? It's so rare. The way I feel relaxed around you is like a way I hardly feel with anyone.
Yeah.
Alicia, oh my god. My favorite thing about Alicia is there's so many. Ashley feels like my family in that she relaxes me. Alicia feels like my family in that she'll like defend me and like have my fucking back. When I have like a work thing like specifically that like I'm like spiraling about or not unsure of or whatever, like Alicia will make fucking sure that I feel good about that situation and will
She's
really
so
help
good.
me like talk through it.
Yeah,
which I feel like I
brainstorming.
can't really do hardly with anyone. Specifically in like work like conflict, I feel like you also allow me to be vulnerable, which I like so appreciate because I have a hard time being vulnerable.
whenever I see an ounce of doubt or like you guys not knowing your worth, it pisses me off. So I feel like that's when I'm like,
Which I appreciate. Like
Yeah.
it's nice
I'm
to
like,
have a
I'm
friend
like,
that's
shut the
like,
fuck up.
yeah,
Like-
it's
like-
nice to have someone
I'm like,
that's
are
like,
you kidding?
versus like sometimes people are like, aw.
yeah, I'm like, cool. I'm never gonna talk to you again.
I think that's what makes it even more special is because you do have to work so hard to get into Alicia's circle, but like once you're in,
Problem.
then she will like it is harder to get in your circle, but once you're in, like you're in the circle. You're gonna take that time to like really pick
And
you up or help you out.
You know what? Like, I would say Ashley's more reliable in the sense that if I were in a car wreck, I could call her and she'd come immediately. Like, Alicia would be like, oh, motherfucker, I don't
Oh
know
my
how to
God.
come. But she would. I know you still would. Ashley is more like, yeah, 100%. Alicia would be like, God damn it.
I mean, obviously, if you're okay.
Yes! Sorry, not a car accident, like my tire popped.
Yeah, I'd be like,
It'd be
can I send you an Uber to come?
Literally. Does that make sense?
No, it makes so much sense.
Okay.
I fully agree, and it might sound similar. I feel like one thing I really love and appreciate about TK is I think just because we've known each other for so long and like so many different phases in our life, even this like past year we haven't like hung out as much just because like we don't work together and stuff anymore. But like I know deep down like we both have so much love for each other and like care for each other.
Yeah.
And the same sense of like, yeah, like if you ever did or do need anything and vice versa, like I know I can always call you no matter what. Also, you're just such a good hype person. Like, especially when we first met, like, you helped me with my own personal confidence so much. I don't even think you still to this day understand. Like, I'm being so honest. You'd be like, you can do your leash mate. I'm like, no one gives a shit about leash mate. This is just a moment, but I love when we get in our, like, silly, goofy moods together because we can be so work business or, like, focused on, like, that type of stuff. But, like, when we're being both little sisters to Ashley, like, that's, like, one of my favorite things ever.
Oh, it's the best. I also do like when we go X Games mode on work though. Like, that's really
totally.
fun.
No.
We like are the same in that we can't fully relax until we like get our shit done. But when we get our shit done
and when we're relaxed,
it's over for Ashley. Ashley is no longer relaxed.
You're like really good at checking in. You'll just FaceTime randomly. You'll like text randomly.
But like naturally, not in a I should check in with Alicia. You would just like you think of her, you call her.
Totally.
Yeah.
Where I'm like
I have to put forth effort towards reaching out to people because it's not something that I just automatically do.
In my head, I'm like, oh no, but I thought about you. But I've actually gotten a little better.
I would say you're better at it than she is.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm real bad. Yeah.
Like Ashley, like sometimes I'll question just because I'm not at the house anymore. I'm like, oh, like she just want to hang out with me. Like I feel like you're just like
I feel that way and I live there.
I'm just like I feel like I'm always the one making a plan.
I always assume everyone's busy and I'm bothering them.
I understand that.
Which
Probably
like that's
because you're always busy and we're always bothering you.
Wait, oh my god, am I projecting?
Probably.
Because that's
so
something
true.
people do, and like you.
Wait,
I always am worried that like if I have a friend over, I'm worried about like having people over and bothering you because you're constantly working.
I feel like my favorite thing about Ash is honestly like no matter how much of a bitch I'm being or how much of a bitch you're being, like we're fucking blood. Like I can count on you no matter what. Like, and I know that's just a sibling bond anyway. I guess I didn't realize how special that was until I've gotten older.
And then you have to do your favorite thing about yourself.
This is actually something I'm trying to work on. In therapy, I learned this because I have always seen me having like a lot of feelings as like a negative thing. My therapist literally read me to filth. And she was like, so you have big feelings. Why is that a bad thing? And I was like, you're right. Like, I need to love that about myself.
That's awesome.
But that's something I'm trying to learn. Something that comes more natural, I guess. I do love how loyal I am. Yeah.
That's great.
I was trying to not say like a work one, because that's another thing I've been trying to work on in therapy.
I almost always see the best in people. I love seeing people light up and kind of see a glimpse of believing in themselves.
Yep.
Like, I like helping them find that because I feel like
totally.
I need that. I need like people to help me find that within myself. And it's like fun for me to do in someone else.
Okay, I feel like favorite thing about Juice is I know you'll give me your honest answer and I can like trust that it's not like a yes person kind of thing. Alicia, I feel like it's so similar because we're sisters. I know I can fuck up, you'll still be there. I can be mean and you'll just be like mean right back and then like we're good, you know, in an hour or whatever. Like it's very safe.
The car ride here.
Yeah.
Did you guys get in a fight?
No, I was in a bad mood because I'm cramping.
And then
I just got real quiet. But like I feel safe to do that. If you were someone I didn't feel safe to, I'd be like forcing conversation.
Your favorite thing about yourself, Ashley?
Favorite thing about myself is I think I'm like almost always down
She's a down
for
bitch.
literally anything. I'm not the one to make plans ever, really. It's just not who I am. But if someone's making plans, I'm there. Well, ladies, I'm done.
I'm wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
What do we think of the final glam, you guys? I feel like we all look great.
I'm liking. I will say I accidentally brought my voluminous lashes, and normally I would do natural right now. But they're pretty.
Your lashes, I was gonna say they look great.
Thanks.
I feel like I really like the blush and champagne vibe on you.
Thank you. Everyone looks fantastic.
Follow both of them. I'll link their YouTube channels down below. What's your podcast?
Pretty basic and pretty X Unfiltered.
Yay! It came out yesterday.
Literally yesterday.
Which is awesome. Go listen to it, you guys. And
It's
what about
so
yours?
good. Unsolicited Advice and XO Miss Ashley Nicole on YouTube.
XO Miss Ashley Nicole!
Yeah!
Let us know what video you want us to do next.
And like this video if you stayed us to the very end. Thanks for having us on.
Toodles, thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.